Good afternoon and welcome to the instructional handover video for this Swift Kontiki Sport 596. It's a 2021 model and I'm going to walk you around the outside first before we move on to the inside. So we're based on a Fiat Ducato. It's on a 2.3 140 automatic. Does have the folding mirrors, which inside in the cab area you can adjust both top and bottom mirrors. Otherwise it just manually folds in and manually pulls back out. We've got behind the driver's door an electrical mains point, so we've got a marking to tell us that, and that's where your power will go from the mains campsite into the vehicle. Behind that we've got a water filler point, so this is your fresh water filler point. You shut the valves using the control panel inside, and I'll come in to show you how that works, but that's how you would fill it up. And next to it there is a 12-volt socket if you're wanting to put into the vehicle water from a water carrier, rather than filling it from the main stanchion point. So that's what that little cap is there. Further forward we've got an external shower point, so that goes into the trim fitting point there, and you will get with it the hose that comes with that particular unit, and that is in the external locker just there, which is fully lockable with the two little locks just down there. Into the toilet cassette area, you'll see here it just sits and houses into the little locking point. Lift it up and slide it out like so. Now here you'll see that you've got a handle, you've got wheels, you've got the emptying spout which just has the cap that's removable. Lift it up and then press the little yellow orange button at the top, which will allow the vacuum to escape and a free flow of anything that's in that toilet cassette. Once you've cleaned it out, put your chemicals back in, either through the measurements in the top of the lid or your sachets, slide it back in and make sure it's just seated over them two little marks there. If your toilet cassette valve inside is open, you will not be able to remove that out of there, so just make sure that that's in the right position before you're trying to extract it. Further back again we've got locker areas that open. You'll need two hands to do this, just like so, and they're on gas struts that lift up and open. In here we've got storage unit that can be accessible from inside and outside. We've got a series of these grey makeup cushions for making up the bed. I'll come on to them later in the video and show you how they go together, and it'll give you a good idea of how they are fitted together inside. But you'll see you've got anchoring points. The white poles in the middle are centre supports for the awning and an awning winder. I'll send you a separate video of how that works, but we've got plenty of space in there. On the back of the vehicle we've got a full bike rack. This is an electric one, so it winds down to a lower level, allows you to put the bikes lower down and then wind it back up, and then above it we've got the cameras that come as standard with this particular Swift. Onto the passenger side again, we've got the opening locker here, so again using two hands to open it up. In here we've got the carpets, we've got an aerial extension piece, carpets for the cab area, tyre inflation kit, and then a large accessible storage area going under the seats as well. Yeah. Forward of that we've got an external mains point, so again it's 230 volts. It will only work when you're hooked up to mains, but then it gives you a socket outside. The awning is a fuel awning, so I'll send you a separate video of how to use the awning. That'll give you a good indication of how to use that. We've got an awning light up here which turns on the control panel. An external barbecue point just here. Just turn, once the gas is on, turn that, and that will, once you connect it up, will give you gas to your supply. We've got the Aldi heating vent, so you don't need to remove any covers on this, on the Aldi system. Just leave it. Be careful, it does get warm, don't hang anything on there. We've got the habitation door, which will open just like so. On here we've got a bin, we've got a blind, and we've got a fly screen. Yeah, so that's there. And then forward of that again we've got a gas locker. Again, two hands to open it up, but in here you'll see there's a regulator fitted at the top, and it will house two gas bottles in there side by side. Yeah. Forward of the gas locker, we've got the diesel point and the AdBlue. So that's located in there. Use the Fiat key to get to the fuel filler cap. Into the cab area here, underneath this passenger seat here, we've got your toolkit. So that's located just there. Underneath the floor is where you'll find your engine battery. So that's located underneath there. We've got glove box, airbag, heated and cooled area depending on what you've got your aircon on. We've got the bonnet release catch, which just pulls down. And then on the cab windows, we've got Remy's cab lines on both sides, and in the middle one, they pinch together and go across and magnetise in the middle of that particular windscreen area. On the passenger side, you've got the electric window switch. On the driver's side, we've got both window switches for passenger and driver, a lock button and your mirror manoeuvring stick, which will do bottom and top on the right, bottom and top on the left, and off in the middle. Under this little panel here is where you will find some additional fuses, so if you're unsure then that's fine. And then underneath the seat is where you will find the inflation kit, just there. We've got drinks holders, seat belt adjusters and a backrest adjuster just there. Yeah, so that's the outside of the vehicle done. Let's move on inside and we'll show you how that works. So inside the vehicle, we've got the main control panel just above the door here. Yeah, so we turn it on by pressing the button. We want to go to the home button here, so we can see everything is nice and neat. You can pair it to your phone as well, to the Swift Command Center, but to manually go through it, you'll see that it'll highlight when it's up, so that's your awning light. We've then got the lights inside, so we can turn them on. Yeah, we can turn down the brightness of them just like that, or we can turn them off at certain switches. We'll turn off different lights as well within the vehicle. So again, it's a combination of the switches and the lights. On here for your lights, pressing the home will take you back. Yeah, we've got the power button that tells us what power's in the leisure battery, tells us what power's in the vehicle battery. You can select the batteries. Yeah, so that's where the charge is going to go to. We'll always advise you to run it on the leisure battery. Yeah, so have it charged that, but you can select your charge to go to either battery on this particular system. The arrow button will take you through then to the next options if there's options available. So AC currents on this one, and then back to your main screen. Press the button again, we've got water level. So on here, we've got options of tank heaters, and you'll see it'll illuminate when it's on. We've got level alerts, so we can set level alerts if we want to do that. There isn't in a minute. We've got frost alerts, so it will tell you when it's frosty. And then we've got emptying fresh water, which if we want to do that, we will confirm it, and that would empty. And it will flash until it's empty. If you want to cancel it, then it will cancel and it will stop. Yeah, but at the minute, there's nothing in it. Once you start filling up, it will give you a reading, and it works on a probe system. It will then drop the water to 0. If you want to empty your wastewater, it's the same idea, and you'll see that they'll illuminate until they're empty. Yeah, so that's how that one works. The next option then is your heating, so you can do your heating from here. Yeah, so again, you can set the temperature that you want it, you can manually time it, set your gas on and off, or you can do it from your main control panel. So let's just do it from here. So we want to turn it electric on. You'll need to be paired to do that, sorry. So flicking over to here is where your main heater control panel is. So if we want to change the temperature, we'll just press our finger on that button just here, and that will decrease the temperature. Yeah, if we want to increase it, we'll then press the button and it will increase. Yeah, and it'll increase in 0.5. We've got water, so this is a booster button to heat the hot water as well. When you want to turn that off, you just use the minus button or the plus button on either side. We've got 1 kilowatt electric, 2 kilowatt electric, and 3 kilowatt, depending on how you want to heat that system. It's advisable that you fill up the boiler and prime the boiler, and I'll show you how to do that before you put your heating on. But you can do it on that side of it. We've got gas on and off. So green is on, blue is off. So you decide which you want to do it. So you've got your temperature that you want it to be heated to in the vehicle. You've got your water booster for heating your hot water up. You've got your fuel source on electric, 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts, and your gas. Your other options will take you through to settings and features and timers and things like that. I would get used to your fundamentals first, which are these ones, before you do that. To turn off the unit manually, you just press that button and it will tell you that it's turned off. Okay? The button at the side is for the bed. You'll need a key to work that, and I'll pop the key in and show you how the bed works. So you'll see there you've got a lock button at the top and then a turn button there. With that turned, you'll just press the button and the bed will drop down. You'll have to just release the safety cord just here. Yeah, and with that released, the bed will come down. Now, there's a few different heights and areas it'll go to, but if you're wanting to do it as a double, then it will be set on the ladder height. I'll just put the ladders and show you that now. So on highest position, you'll just see that it'll lock in. You turn the little stoppers round, which will stop the bed from coming down when you put force on it. Yeah, so you want to spin both of those around, just like so, so that when you put weight on the bed, the ladders don't fall off. But that will give you your headroom up. The safety nets that clip into the little eyelets at the front and at the back here. Yeah, to give you accessibility for that. And that's where your bed will go. There's a little cupboard there as well for storage, and the curtains come down nice and neat with it. You have a light above if you want to put light on, just there. Yeah, and if you want it in the lower position, you're going to have to move some of the cushions, and I'll show you how to do that now. And there you have it in its lowest position, just like so. So you can have it in between if you want to do it. Yeah, you'll have to move the cushions all the way out just to get it all the way down so that you don't put any strain on the motor. And then we'll pop it all the way back up, and I'll show you how to make up the bed underneath. So I always find making these beds easier if you remove sort of the cushions. So I've done that in a couple of stages. Yeah, what we need to do is put the table down there. So I'm going to do that first of all. And that is located in this wardrobe area here. So if we just pop the ladders out of the way, release the turnbuckle on either side, and that will give us access to the table base. We'll then slide that onto the rails here on either side, and I'll show you how that sits in. And there you have your table sitting in. What we'll need to do then is extend this piece out like so, and then we can put the infill cushions in their correct places. And there we have our lower one. So it's the base of that cushion, the back of the cushion, the longer infill, the smaller infill, then the backrest from the forward facing one with the little infill. You would turn that around, but I just thought it's easier for you to see so I can explain to you. But that's how you would formulate that bed across, just like so. Okay. Now before I put everything back together, I just thought I'd show you what is in here. So this is where your leisure battery is located, and there's a main 40 amp fuse just on the top. In front of that is your main sergeant system. So if I lift up these little, we've got your main fuses. All your fuses are listed just on a little map just in front there. You've got the main on off switch. So this is also a restart button. So if things stop working and go into a sleep mode, turn that off and press it back on again. Or if you're not using it for any length of time, you can isolate everything off by turning that switch. To the right, we've got your main breakers, including your test button. So if you're plugged into mains, then press that button and it'll flick down. And then above that, we've got a light to say that the battery charge is working and that we've got heating and hot water option shows. If they're not illuminated, the charger won't work, get no power to your battery, and your heating and your hot water won't work. So just bear that in mind as well. To fold that back in, you just slide it up there and then carefully just close it. Under the forward facing seat, so again, I always find it easy moving it off so you don't strain any of the plastic fittings, but you've got storage underneath there. And then under this one here, we've got storage. This is where your pump is located, down here. So anyone that's wanting to look and change the pump, that's where that's located, just there. But you have your filler point and your tank there. And then the table will lift up and lock onto the little bar here to give you a dining area. Lift it up like so, it will lock. To release it, you just push that handle up and that will release it out. We've also got a charging point just down there as well in that corner that's been fitted. Yeah. Above that, we've got push buttons to push them in. Will give us access to the relevant areas underneath for storage. And like I said earlier, you've got a storage point there. We've got a storage under either on this side that you can utilise. Just be careful how much weight you put in there. Obviously, the more weight, it's harder for the motor to work. And we do have fly screens and blinds fitted on all the windows. To open the windows, you've got to press the button to open it, and then it will just go out slowly and open up, and then bring it back in to lock it in place before you go on with your onward journey. So let's get the seats put back together, and then you can see it all fitted up for you ready to drive away. And there we are, set up for your travelling passengers. You can have the table there where you can remove it, and then you're ready to move on. In the cab area, we've got the 9-speed gearbox, we've got air conditioning, CD radio with Bluetooth functionality, traction plus, hill descent, lock button, which will lock all 3 doors, hazard light, USB point and charging point, corn holder there, drinks holders. We've got speed limiter and cruise control on the lower one, lights and indicators on the top one, windscreen wipers on the right hand side one, with a little trip counter on the end of the stalk, just here. Yeah, so you'll see it says trip. And then we've got hands-free answering on the steering wheel, mute and volume as well on there. We've got a mains plug just here. We've got the little rocker switches, turns it on and off there for the lights. We've got the same here on this side, and that just isolates the socket up here. And then we've got the roof light, which you'll need to release. The arrows show you kindly releasing it, and then it will open up and close depending what you want to do it. But make sure that you have opened and released them, otherwise you'll damage the actual motor. We've got a fly screen and a blind on that as well. Yeah, so that will open. Little storage pockets either side at the front, and again a little storage pocket up here if people are sleeping in that above area. So that's the front area. We've got an extendable piece here on the worktop area. It's just on a magnet. To release it, you've got to pull both of these down, yeah, at the same time, and it will allow you to close it through. So coming back to the main control panel, you've got your fridge. So again, you can set your fridge once you've got it paired up to do that from here, or you can do it from the actual fridge itself. And then you've got your settings options. So pairing and deleting items, that's how you would need to go in and pair it to your phone if you want to do it from your phone and from the Swift app. And that's the command app, yeah? You'll see you've got your battery levels here, your voltage levels up here, your temperature levels inside and outside the vehicle, a time and date are all up there as well. We've got a carbon monoxide detector just up here and smoke alarm. The light switch above the entrance doors is just this one here. And then this one will do the lights underneath the drop down and the ambient lighting. Plenty of switches for you to get used to, but don't be frightened. Inside the cupboard here, we've got storage. You've got your drainer, your chopping board, and your sink cover. So that's located just in there for you. All these just press in and lock in place, nice and neat. Same with the top one, just goes in nice and neatly there. And they're all soft close, so wait for them to close and then lock them in place. We've got a light switch that turns on and off under here. We've got accessibility to your kitchen storage areas, so there's some drinks holders, plate holders. Solar panel regulator, so when it's a solid line, it's telling you it's putting charge in. You've got your plug socket for your microwave. Again, I know it's common, but just to reiterate on the videos, microwaves will only work when you're hooked up to mains. Yeah, so once it is, it'll illuminate. If you're not hooked up to mains, unfortunately, they do not work. Cooking facilities, we've got 3 gas hobs and 1 electric. On the front of the Thetford cooker, each area will be cornered to tell you which one will work each of the individual ones. And then we've got a grill. Please leave the grill open when you're cooking. And we've got an oven. Yeah, your grill is thermostatically controlled as well as the oven, and there's an igniter just on there. Pull the oven down and that will give you access to there. At the lower point of this range cooker, you've got some additional storage, and we've got the plug to the right hand side for the induction hob, for the electric hob, just located there. While we're lower down here in this cupboard here, we've got some storage. So again, making sure that we press it all in. Above the cooker, we've got another ideal storage area just up there. In the kitchen area, we've got a turbo vent. So press it on and you'll need to open up the vent to let in the warmer weather. Here's hoping. So change the direction by pressing the button. So if you want it drawing it out, you'll press it further. If you want it coming in, then by giving it a chance, we'll then draw the warmer or colder air in, and it will change and rotate around the opposite way. To turn it off, press the button off, the lights will go out, and then make sure that the actual roof die is fully retractable for your onward travels. We've also got on here a blind to keep out the light in the bright, sunny, warm days. Onto the fridge. Turn it on by pressing the button in the middle, just here, and that will then give us the mode options. So to the right hand side, you'll see a button saying mode. If you press it, it will navigate between vehicle battery when the engine's running, gas when the gas is on, electric when we're hooked up to electric, or for those that don't want to do it themselves, press the auto button and you'll see there it will flick over to automatic. To change the temperature, press the temperature button. Pretty straightforward unit of how to operate it. We do have an opening door that opens from both sides. Same with the freezer compartment. So again, depending on which way you access it in, will then allow you to then open it up from either side, he says. There we go. So that's your freezer compartment and your fridge compartment. To turn it off, press and hold it for a few seconds, and you'll see that the lights go out and turn off. So that's your fridge and your freezer area. Working around the top, we've got storage. Again, all push buttons. All the push buttons doing is working that lock. So they work all the way around. When you're opening these, make sure that this one's closed or you'll damage the fronts. We've got storage in the corner, in the middle, all the way around the back of the vehicle. We've got storage areas. Yeah. To turn on the lights, you've got little switches here. We've got a 12 volt, an aerial, mains plug socket, and then a button that will turn off them lights around the top. So Press it on, it turns it on, press it off to turn it off. The bed's all lift up. What we'll need to do if we want to put the rear bed out is extend it, pull out the support, and then bring it into the middle. I always find it easier doing this with the cushions off so that you don't strain the mechanism. Bring them into the middle, you'll see they'll meet in the middle, and then put the cushions down from the backs to give you the full width. And there you go, that is your rear area set up. And under this side we've got access, again lifting up the same way. Carpets are there, you've got a couple of USB charging points and mains points, all the habitation carpets, and then just slowly slide that down like so. Same sort of lights, drop lights in here, a couple of speakers in the back as well, and then little storage units either side that will allow you to sit there and relax in an evening watching the TV if you want a TV fitting. In the wardrobe area you'll find that there is another table which will just freestand at the back of the van, just in the middle. So that's where that's located. There's a couple of tie-down little switches just on there. We've got the aerial receiver, so you need to turn that on. Yeah, and then you release the collar and lift it up to give you a better signal strength depending on how good an area you're in. You've got a fine tuner just at the bottom here as well. You can turn that off because it'll go off with your main power to the vehicle if you want to do that, or you can use a little rocker switch just on the top of it there. The header tank is just here. That'll run between maximum and minimum. It will change when the system's up and running because it does expand. It is an expansion tank and leads us nicely on to, sorry, a little bit of storage lower down, your belongings there. In this bottom cupboard here, just missed this before, we've got a little hole here. If you pull it down, this will tell you where the boiler is. Now the drain valve here needs to be in the down position like I positioned it for you to be able to fill up the water. If you don't do that and you lift it up like so, it will drain all the water that you pump through when you turn the pump on, through your hot tap, through the boiler and out of the vehicle. So make sure you do drain that down, otherwise you will cause issues with the boiler. And like I say, the boiler is located behind this magnetic panel here in the kitchen, and that just fits in place. Yeah, so just remember to do that and make sure that you are draining the boiler down as well as the fresh water and the wastewater. Into the bathroom area, we've got a separate shower. Again, it's got an indicator on to tell us, so when you're pulling the water through, turn it to the hot side. Same on here, turn it to the hot side, turn the pump on and get a steady stream of water coming through. We do have a towel holder and a bathrobe holder here. We've got the MIDI hecker. Press the button down, slide it up, it will open it up, and then click it back in place. Make sure it's over that before you move on, and you've got a flash screen on there as well. The doors have turnbuckles to hold it in place, top and bottom. I've spoken to you about the toilet. So here is your little storage area. Your flush button is on the top, just here, and on the light. The blade valve I mentioned is just here, and it's got to be towards the back of the vehicle if you're using it, and towards the front of the vehicle when it's closed and when you want to remove it. So front when you want to remove it, back to when you want to use it, and the flush button comes directly from your freshwater tank. Storage just in that compartment there. And like I say, toilet holder here as well. We've got a dividing curtain that goes across. It's just secured together with a tie in the middle. And that's the instructional video completed, guys. I'll just run you through this roof light quickly. So it's a bigger version of the one in the bathroom. All the handle down and it has several different stopping points. And remember to push it up. We've also got a blind and a flash screen on that one too. Yeah, all the windows around the vehicle have flash screen and blinds. Just be careful opening that because it won't close properly without you removing the bike rack. So please don't open that one, but you can put the blinds and flash screens on there. We hope you find the video useful. We hope you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, but most importantly, we hope you enjoy your new motorhome. Thanks for watching. See you later.